My name is Katz, or Kathleen Klein. I'm an artist. I'm Métis and Irish in my ancestry. So my Métis heritage is on my maternal side, my mother's side of the family. I always speak of it through my grandmother because my grandmother is really where I feel the connection the most to that. For the Métis people, it's really common for the generation before mine to have hid their identity. My grandmother raised me a lot of the time, and she didn't talk about it a lot, but she made it clear to me that it wasn't really a topic we were going to address. I used to say to her, "Are we Indians?" Because that was the terminology that was used then. And she'd say, "It's not worth talking about, dear. You don't want to know those stories." She had a little trunk in her bedroom, and it was full of sort of objects and really cool things. And I used to go through it. When I remember back on it, it was really a treasure trove because she had a fiddle, she had a little velvet tobacco bag. This is a traditional Métis tobacco bag. My grandmother's was a little bit smaller than this. But when I had the opportunity recently to learn to make these with knowledge keeper Lynette Lafontaine, I immediately realized that was in my grandma's trunk. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's there, but I'm rediscovering a lot of it. Because we're mixed, we all look really differently. Some of us, present white, like I do. Some of us present Indigenous. In some ways, if you're able to present white, you do have a much easier time at life. So I make a point of telling people because I want to walk in the room and at least support other Indigenous people who walk in the room, presenting Indigenous. I'm kind of obsessed with forests and trees and being in nature and rivers. I love to be by a river. So now when we do go fishing and camping, I always take beadwork with me. I've learned to be able to bead on the river, which is my favorite way. It's just endlessly inspiring to be in the immensity of the interconnectedness of being in a forest. It's almost overwhelming. You can't help but think about how special and beautiful and interesting and important it all is. And that, for me, makes me creative. I want to help the forest. I want people to know how special it is. It's kind of the whole thing. That's what we're all doing, is we're trying to find balance in our life. Earning a living, but being healthy and having good friendships and doing things that light us up and make us joyful and happy. And then there's other times when you're painting where you'd put down a color like that in the background just to use as what they call a base layer, or there's lots of different names for it. And very little of it stays. But all paint will always come through, like none of it's ever fully opaque. I mean, the light that is being reflected off of that color will always influence the colors that are on top of it. So sometimes you put down a color like this and you paint on top of it, and the painting in the end, you don't think you're seeing this color, but it's still there influencing what's on top of it.